It's rainbow-ish weather outside. It was sunny when I woke up this morning, and then like the last hour or so, it started getting cloudy, but it's still not raining, which is good for Seattle, especially around this time of year. Hopefully I'm not echoing too bad, but if you can see, my room is slowly emptying out. I know that I said that I would be out of here in one day with the movers. But that's me putting my own abilities next to men, which, you don't want to make a man feel insecure. Sometimes it's better to just let them think what they want to think, because people's feelings are important. I didn't want to tell them that every single piece of furniture that they moved out together I brought in by myself, with the exception to like the couch, because obviously trying to move a 3-seater Martha Stewart couch by yourself upstairs is not going to be the easiest thing. I'm sure it's possible, but for me it wasn't worth the effort. So I got movers, pretty much all the big items are out. So I'll tell you what happened with the move, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about what's been going on, because I know I've been gone for a week. I have been posting on my socials. If you follow me on X or TikTok, I post on TikTok every day, and I post on X usually every day if I have something that I think is notable. But yeah, so big stuff is out. There's a bit of an echo in here. I think I said so. I went online, I found the movers through some random app. And the movers, they were the cheapest movers, right? Why wouldn't I choose the cheapest movers? I don't have anything that's expensive to the point where I'm going to be like, oh no, I need a specific type of mover, right? I don't have like a grand piano or anything like that. I'm not moving any heavy electronics, so there's no reason for me to have any concerns. And, responsible people have insurance. So I chose these movers. They were $100 an hour. And I was like, that's cheap for me, considering even though I moved everything into this place by myself, that's mine. I did it over time. It didn't happen all in one day, right? And I'm also aware that most people don't have 4 floors. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, 2 men moving my stuff versus me moving my stuff by myself. This is their profession. This is what they, are in business to do. They want good reviews. They want people to come back. They want more customers. So there's no reason why they're going to not do their job, right? I sent them pictures of everything that I was moving way ahead of time. So they already knew what to expect. Like I said, nothing major. The biggest thing was literally the couch. When they got here, so the first day they were supposed to get here, there's been some flooding in certain areas in Washington, and so they were like, oh, we're helping somebody move. They were supposed to be to me at like 1 or something, and they sent me a text at like 11, like, we're not going to be there at that time because this person was supposed to take only a couple of hours, and he's still moving, and we don't think we're going to make it. It's not worth driving all the way to you just to not be able to finish. And I was like, makes sense. Like, it's a good thing I'm not in a hurry. Like, I don't have any time constraints as far as that's concerned, for you to come tomorrow. So they came the next day, and same kind of thing. There's been, like I said, the flooding going on, but I told them, like, I live on a hill. Seattle is a very hilly place. Again, I'm fortunate enough to live on the coast, so there's a lot of water. And Seattle is a very hilly place. There's a lot of hills. There's a lot of mountains in Washington. If you've never been to Washington, the tallest point in Europe is not even close to the tallest point in Washington, for reference. And so basically when they got here, I'm aware I have stairs. People don't like the stairs. That's why a lot of old people don't typically move into taller buildings like this, because the stairs are dangerous. The reason why I wanted to secure a place with a yard is because my dog, obviously, she's so old now, going up and down wood stairs is very dangerous for her. And so I'm thinking about that as they come in, but they saw pictures of what I had way in advance, right? So I'm like, okay, like, worst case scenario, I had set a budget. I'm like, this is how much I'm going to spend no matter what. If it goes over that time, I'm just going to cut it. And, obviously I know I can move the stuff myself. So they get here, and it's two guys. I'm not gonna make any judgments about someone's body frame because, again, I moved everything by myself, and I'm a 5'1" female. So you know, the guys, they weren't like huge muscular guys, but that wasn't something I was concerned about because it's not me either. But when they got here, it didn't really look like they were, you know, trying to do a legitimate, I won't say legitimate, obviously it was legitimate, but I don't want to say they wanted to do a good job. And I think obviously this is what happens with females, especially guys that think that they're somehow winning in the situation, is this is a female by herself, how can I make the most money possible? Like, oh, she's a female, she's short, so most likely she's gonna need us, right? Like, again, I could move everything by myself with the exception to the couch. I know this for a fact because I've done it. But of course they're trying to milk the situation. I have so many floors. I'm not trying to be like that like person that's like on their balls, like every time they go up the stairs be like, oh, you're taking a break, right? And there's so many floors and there's 2 of them. So I'm just thinking, I know what there is, like, let me just relax. So I go up into my room, which is all the way to the top floor, and they're moving stuff on the first floor and the second floor. And so I'm like, okay, like, not a big deal. Like, 2 hours pass. Now, mind you, I moved everything myself and there's 2 guys. The time it takes to move one couch down 1 flight of stairs, because the couch is on the first floor, or the second floor technically, the time it takes to move a couch down the stairs shouldn't be longer than a half an hour. And that is giving someone a lot of leeway because, again, it is a couch, but it's 1 flight of stairs, right? It took them about an hour and a half to get the couch downstairs. I kid you not. I come back downstairs after what I think is a decent amount of time, you know, because, again, I'm not trying to breathe down their neck or let them do their job, and they haven't really moved anything. And I'm like, okay, guys, obviously I know what game you're trying to play, and it is what it is at this point. Like, I'm not going to be that person that's like, oh, you could be moving faster, you could be doing this, you could be doing that, because I don't need that kind of energy in my life, and karma is my weapon. So I'm just like, all right, well, you guys know what you're doing, I know what you're doing, you think I'm dumb, I love playing dumb. So that's basically what I did, and I'm pretty sure, spent more time smoking than they did actually moving things. Again, I was trying to give them grace with the fact that there are a lot of stairs and people aren't as used to stairs, but they are professional movers, right? So yeah, and I mean, they were doing clown shit, obviously, like milking it, because again, guys, especially business owners, they like to think that they got a niche that other people don't understand. I have worked for Microsoft as the person that manages the building, as in when there's someone stuck in the elevator or something needs to get moved. CBRE was my direct contact. I was the person that would call them, look them up, to say, hey, we have this move situation. So yes, I could give you advice, I could show you how to do your job, I could teach you something, but that's not my job, right? So I'm just watching, as is the rest of the neighborhood, as you advertise your services to the neighborhood, because I live on a busy street where everyone can see you smoking outside and taking your sweet ass time. So that is the advertisement you've left for my block, which is a fairly well-known street to live on if you are from this side of the city. So reviews aren't necessarily online, and I don't like to leave negative reviews unless I think it's a safety concern or someone is legitimately like scamming people. Like I said with that soft bed frames website, it was like, this is handmade and made to order and da da da, and then I got it, it was just like trash, and then I couldn't even leave a review and warn people. In this case, leaving a review that says that they were moving really slow and taking a lot of smoke breaks, it's not going to really mean anything to anybody, because somebody that's, I won't say smart, because again, thinking long term, real reviews come from real life. Everybody saw them. Everybody saw them smoking and taking their sweet ass time. And when I say I live on a busy street, I live on a very busy street. And also when I say I live on a very busy street, I want you to remember that when you think about all the fucked up shit that has been happening to me for the last 5 years in this specific location. Everybody has eyes, everybody can see, but the amount of people that will admit that or say something or intervene, very small. Doesn't mean they can't see you. Doesn't mean they can't see it. So unfortunately for me, because I did set a budget, I didn't want to go over it, and I think that obviously was their plan. Like, oh, she'll just call us back to no, bitch, and you left your shit, and if you want to come back and get it, you already know where you left it. I'm not gonna call you. It's your shit. So yeah, basically they left some of their moving supplies here. Moved from, I want to say, like around noonish until it got dark. And mind you, this is all stuff I moved by myself. I'm not saying I called a friend. I mean, every single piece of furniture I moved from my car or from the front door where it was dropped off up whatever amount of stairs I needed to get into my place. So congratulations, men. You sure showed me. I definitely think that because my plan was to be out of here with enough time to obviously like not have to think back and forth like what's there, what's here, because everything was supposed to be out. All of it should have been out except for like decor. Again, these posters aren't going to take me longer than 10 minutes to break down. They're just thumbtacks. These thumbtacks, everything that you still see, which this is just like soundboard paneling, so it's not something that I'm worried about, but yeah, it's just kind of like one of those things where you're like, I don't know what you think you're doing, but you're advertising yourself right now in a city where there's a lot of people that move a lot, and they can see you. And they can see you, nigga! So yeah, that happened. I do still have, like I said, a lot of just things I can move myself, no furniture, but just like decor stuff that should have been out, but obviously I'm not going to pay someone $100 an hour to stand outside and smoke cigarettes. So yeah, that's what happened with the move. Still planning to be out of here by the end of the year. I don't want to have any connection to this place for 2026 whatsoever. That has always been my goal. I don't want anybody to be able to be like, oh, in 2020, no bitch, I left you in 2025 with the rest of the hoes. So yeah, that has always been the plan. Plan is still on track, but definitely missed a lot of checkpoints as far as where I wanted to be. Also, I've been sleeping here because I think obviously I made a stream about how I was building my bed because the bed that I ordered was poorly advertised. And it's also me, right? I knew I could have made it myself. I was paying for the convenience of it being done. Yeah. So basically, when I ordered my bed, I ordered it to arrive like second or third day after my lease started. And it said it was being delivered on time. Everything was good. I ordered it on Amazon. Everything was good. It says it's being delivered. And then all of a sudden it's like delivery on hold or some shit like that. I don't know. It just said there was an issue. And I was like, if you want to contact the seller, you can. So I contacted the seller and I was like, hey, just so you know, I'm moving and I don't have the keypad set up for opening the door yet with the mailbox because I just moved in. I'm not used to renting. I don't know how long it takes. Doesn't seem like something that takes very long, but I don't know how many buildings the maintenance people manage, so they might have like a list, plus it's the holidays and all the flooding and stuff that people are experiencing, so who knows what they're dealing with. It's probably on a priority basis. But my call box to let people in so that they can drop stuff at the mail room, it's not operable. So I told them that in the little message. It sent me one of those like auto responses basically that was like, don't worry, like it'll get delivered up. So I'm looking at Amazon every day. It was supposed to be delivered. It got delivered 2 days ago. So yesterday I didn't go to my flat because I was exhausted. There's so much going on in the world, and I'll talk about that later. But I spent pretty much the whole day like sleeping and or trying to sleep. And so when I went to my house, what was my flat on, what's today, Sunday, so that must have been Friday. I was leaving, it's dark. And something tells me to go back and check the mailbox one more time. So I go back to check the mailbox, and what do you know, when I pull up to the freaking front door, there's a giant box sitting outside in the walkway. It's not leaned up against the wall, no nothing, just a box, like a giant box. And something told me it was mine. So, of course, I look at it, and sure enough, it has my name on it, my address, everything, just sitting out in the dark. It wasn't there during the daytime because I know I checked my mail with like earlier that day when it was light outside. So it got dropped off at night. I didn't get an alert. I didn't get an email. I got nothing that said it was delivered. It was literally me and my body saying, check the mail one more time before you leave. In fact, I normally use a different street when I leave because there's back roads and I go the other direction. But because I was checking the mail, I went and I drove that way, right? So I got this message internally that there was something out there or that I should check. When I did, my package was there. The package is so big and heavy. Thankfully, there was somebody coming out of the building as I was exiting, and she was like, oh, do you need help? I have a wagon. She said, do you need help? I'm like, yeah, I do actually, because this shit is way heavier than I thought it was going to be. Which is another thing. If you leave something outside that is that heavy, it means you have enough knowledge to know that that person is probably going to want to be alerted that there's something outside. They didn't do that. Again, I didn't get any message. Now, granted, it is the holiday season. Amazon is a large corporation, and there are certain protocols that you are required to follow for your job, to keep your job. The reason why packages get stolen, the reason why things get lost is because people don't follow their job. They ask you for special instructions as a delivery person for that reason. And in my Amazon deliveries, it says, do not ever leave packages outside, because I live in the city and bitches be stealing, and you can't get mad at somebody for stealing a package in the middle of the night that was left out in the open. You don't even know who that person is, right? It's just common sense. So that's it. Literally, it says, I don't give a fuck what it is. I don't care if it was urgent delivery. Do not leave it outside. I would rather just get it the next day. I would rather go pick it up from a location myself than have to worry about whether or not my shit is sitting outside and I have to come and I didn't get the email or the notification or something that it was delivered. So they didn't follow protocol. That's on Amazon, for those of you that don't know how to operate. Also, Amazon is supposed to send you a picture of the delivery for confirmation. So not only did I not get the confirmation email that said, hey, your package has been delivered, I also didn't get a confirmation picture when you go into Amazon to see the delivery to say, oh, your package was left here. Now, I do know that there are some Amazon drivers in this particular mailing circuit that do their job, because I've had other Amazon packages delivered to my place before, and they've all been left inside, and there's been pictures, and so I know that it's been left inside. That is how you verify all the way down the chain, and that is why these things exist. Okay? Laws and protocols, these processes, they work together. If one person doesn't do their job, it fucks up everything else, okay? The validity of your operation has been flagged. So I have now to pull this giant box from the front of my place in a wagon in the dark. And as I'm moving this box, I recognize that this box looks lumpy. Now, if you've ever gotten a package in the mail, typically shipping is where the package is flat if it doesn't have to be lumpy. This is a bed. There's no reason for the box to be flat and then have like a lump and then something. So I can already tell the package has been opened. I will not be using this bed. I'm not even, like, I didn't even want to bring it into my house. I was going to take it straight, like, to wherever the fuck they thought they were taking it from, because obviously there's some weird shit going on. The fact that you hold my package, drop it off at night, not following instructions, not taking pictures of what you're doing, and then the package has been opened. Okay, so Amazon, you fucked up. I'm sorry, but I want my money back, and I'm not taking that bed. I've already reported it. I reported the first time when it wasn't showing up, because the reason why people buy things that have certain delivery time is so they can get it delivered on time. It wasn't delivered on time, so therefore you didn't fulfill the request that I purchased it for. So I'm already returning it for that reason. But when it arrived open, now I'm really not taking that shit. Okay, so I don't have a bed to make. Which is why I've been staying here, because the bed that I have here obviously is still here. And yeah, that's unfortunate for whoever thought that that was like smart. I hope you're learning today. But yeah, so no bed right now. Obviously, like I said before, my original plan was to always build my bed myself. So that was the first delivery. That was part of the first delivery, the very first couple days, like less than a week. into my lease, and I still don't have the proper furniture to build. Is it my fault? No. Did I do everything I was supposed to do? Yes. And that is how a team works. We all have positions, we all know the rules, we all know the protocols. If you don't follow them, you fuck it up. You fuck it up, right? The goalie doesn't know how to stop a ball. It doesn't matter if the offense is really good. Okay? So, yeah, basically that's what happened. So I've been kind of in between, but bouncing between not trying to make men feel inferior to a 5'1" female and not trying to fuck up whatever the Amazon driver thought they were doing. Because again, I have been getting packages that have been delivered properly. Again, following the delivery instructions that says don't leave my shit outside, and following the delivery instructions of taking a picture when you get there. You don't do those two things, you can't say shit to me. I'm sorry, but you didn't do your job. And legally, it's very obvious you didn't do your job. Unfortunately, the law doesn't protect the time frames that I'm working in. So now I have to wait for a new bed to come so I can build a new bed, which means that before the new year, because it's already the 21st, I don't like to even, there's no reason for me to be like, you should be doing it, you know that. They know that. Whether or not they want to do that is on them, but they already know this. I'm not giving any negative energy. I'm not creating negative energy for you. I won't. I don't want to make negative energy. So this is a learning lesson for hopefully whoever the fuck doesn't know this already. But Amazon, delivery instructions, if they're not followed, they're not followed. You can't prove that you delivered a package and it gets stolen. It was a stolen package. Now, if I hadn't have been outside to see that you left my shit and it got stolen and then it says delivered, then what? Then what? Then it's really gone, I don't know who the fuck has that shit. Understand, corporations have these policies in place for a reason. If you don't want to get fired from your job, you need to make sure you're doing your job. If you're not doing your job, probably you aren't good at it, or maybe you think you're smart. My mover sure did. But yeah, so that is what I've been dealing with. There was, unfortunately, obviously, a lot of shootings, people dying every day in the world. Israel still doing mad shit. The U.S. keeps sending billions, like none of that money can help us. And by billions, is like you have to understand that sending like $800 billion to a country, for any reason. Let's say there's a huge famine in that country and you're sending them $800 billion. Your country's in a famine. Okay? Listen to yourself. What do they like? What the transplants? Yeah, okay. So yeah, basically there's that stuff going on. Thinking about the fact that $800 billion would end hunger. I think in the world, I read somewhere, like the world would not have hunger if we gave that money to everybody. We evenly distributed to the people that need it. That hunger would have ended. But yet we're sending it to Israel, who has a very, very open legal system about how much money their citizens get. And they get everything for free handed to them. Like, we know this. It's the reason why people like to say that they are better, because they have things that other people are working towards. But when you can't back it up with actual, let's think about, there was a fight. Lots of fights happened over the last couple of days. But I know that Jake Paul was in one. I'm not a fan of fighting in that way, because I don't like blood. I don't like to see the results of someone losing. Wrestling, you can't tell that person lost when they get up. They hold them for a little bit and then you're up. But yeah, I heard about the Jake Paul fight, and I feel like that, and I didn't watch it, I just saw a couple clips. Thank you to the clip farmers. I just saw a couple clips. I didn't actually, I didn't actually see everything. But the gist of the fight seems to be that Jake Paul is a known clip farmer. We already know he's a clip farmer. People make money from clip farming. The world lives on the internet. But unfortunately, that is to me, that represents, Israel. Israel versus America. You get all this money, you get all this attention. Now, mind you, it might look like these things are organic because somebody has thousands of followers. You know how easy it is to pay someone to implant thousands of followers so people think you have a lot of fans? You know how easy it is to create bots, to make comments, to make it look like someone is someone they're not? All it takes is enough illusion to make someone look like they're something they're not, which is just money, to trick people into thinking that that's the way to go. Unfortunately, people follow popularity. If I look at a Jake Paul thing and I see his stuff, I'm thinking, oh, okay, like he kind of seems like a little bit of a jerk. He hasn't really said anything too funny. It's very clear that he's a clip farmer. He's making money. People see that and they think that's the blueprint, that's the mold. And they're not thinking behind the scenes of how easy it is to create that, right? This is why Bitcoin is as successful as it has been for people that already have money, because they can use their paid influence to make it look like they're successful at what they're doing. That way people think, well, they have a plan, and a lot of times people, they sell these courses or they sell themselves in a way like, if you follow me, you will get these things too. But they don't tell you, hey, I phantomed all this shit till I got this far and now you're looking at my videos. It might say I have 4 million people watching, but in reality, I only have 2,000 people watching. And as long as I pretend like I got 4 million people watching, the 2,000 people are still paying my bills. That's 2,000 more than I would have had if I had to put my real numbers on there that said that there was 2,000. Does that make sense? Now, what you can't deny are real live events, and that's why I love Kai Cenat as far as streaming is concerned, because he can prove that numbers can lie to you online. Unfortunately, people say numbers will lie. No, online numbers lie all the time. Spoofs. So numbers lie to you, but when you go out in public and you can't fucking move because everybody knows who you are, you can't fucking go anywhere without people trying to figure out your location or pop up on you and taking pictures of you. That is a real live fact, a real life fact. Okay, so the difference between the internet and the real world, people have a hard time discerning the two. This is why I think we are always in the situation that we're in the world, is that people think this person has this following and these people must really trust them because they're credible people. And sometimes those people don't even know that the people they're supporting aren't credible, because who's going to tell them, right? Kanye West, I love his rants because he had this one rant. I don't remember where it was because I watch Clip Farmers, but he's just talking about like numbers and how people think that it was like during a concert. He had like it was during the Wolves concert, which I was at that concert tour. I went to the concert. It wasn't at the concert. It was the same tour. Or maybe it was Life of Pablo. I think it was maybe Life of Pablo. And he's just like, yo, you guys think you like me and you say you like my music and all of that might be true, but they're lying to you guys, because the people that are making music, that are making new shit, that are creating sounds that you've never heard before, you can't even hear them. Because the moment someone that has money pops in, all they gotta do is fuck the algorithm up, and you will never get to see the original artist that had that first soundbite or that had that first idea. And it takes a lot of balls as a famous person to say, you might not even like me as much as the next bitch, because that's money out of their pocket. But when you recognize that you don't have to be the so-all, be-all of your field to be successful, you are helping everybody. You're helping everybody, okay? You can be you, and there could be someone better than you, and both those things can be true. And Kanye West is, again, one of the only celebrities that has the balls to fucking try to say that. Now, maybe there's other people that have tried to say that, and again, the way the algorithms work, the people that control the algorithms, think about who controls the algorithms. People that get paid to control the algorithms are paid by people that want to control the algorithms, okay? So if Kanye West is telling you, I'm a billionaire, I'm making all this money, I think I'm the shit, I think I'm a god, and I still don't think I'm the best, because you can't hear the people that are coming up after me, listen to that motherfucker. Listen to him. He already knows what he's talking about. And I kid you not, my father one day pissed me off. I did my thesis on Kanye West for my master's. I read his star chart. I tried. And My dad had the nerve to say Kanye was a dumbass. Then what are you, nigga? Then what does that make you? If Kanye West is a billionaire, successful, world-known artist, business owner, all these things, and he's dumb, then what does that make you? I made this post on my X account today, and I'm just going to say it because I feel a little safer now. Unfortunately, there was a death in the family. MIT professor working on energy, which is a part of my family, and other shootings, Brown University, things like this. It makes me feel a little bit safer to know that when I have a connection to something and it rings my line, I can help. Okay? People are so self-centered that they think that whatever's going on in their world is more important than what's going on in yours. But my world is the world. It's not your little self-centered piece of shit life that you're trying to hold together with lies and facades. So I made a post on my X account, and I finally feel safe to say this because motherfuckers don't believe me. And it gets to the point where, as a child, there's this like really funny joke in the black community growing up. It's like, please believe me, and it's like, kids are like, but believe me. But people think it's a joke because when there's a real situation going on and someone has a reputation, people don't believe them. And unfortunately, there are people that are what they call bad actors, which means they act for bad reasons. And that happens to be how I grew up. So if I would say something, I'll call my parents out not knowing I'm calling them out. And then they'll get mad at me and be like, what? You can't say that, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bitch, but you're lying. I'm like, oh, you can't say I'm lying. Okay, well, teach me how to lie then as a child. I didn't know that growing up. I'm thinking I'm a bad person. I said something fucked up. No, I said the truth and you got mad at me. But you don't know that when you're 5, 6, 7 years old. So after a while, you start saying shit that's true and people start saying you're the bad guy, you stop talking. You recognize, hopefully, as you get older, that there's a difference between people that are doing the right thing and people that are doing the wrong thing. And thankfully, I was able to discern that for myself and make a decision to not be like them, which is why I think I'm the person I am, because sometimes we learn what not to do from people. And my father, watching me grow up and watching me basically be told that I'm a bad person and I'm a liar and this and that because I'm calling them on their bullshit, I just stopped talking to them. This is why I've said before, I don't have conversations with my family and my parents, and it stems from that type of neglect, narcissistic abuse. But you're like, okay, I don't want my parents to get in trouble. I recognize that it's going to get them in trouble, so I'm not going to say anything. But it also means I recognize that if I'm in trouble, you're not going to say anything. So there were things that would happen to me when I was a kid. It's like, there's no point in telling my parents because they're not going to believe me. And now if I tell them, they're just going to use that thing against me and not believe me. And then I'm a bad guy if I say it to anybody else. So I had a conversation with my second husband about some essay that had happened when I was younger. And somehow that conversation got back around when I was having confrontation with my father. And I told him something that happened to me when I was a kid. And this is the first time I've ever said this to him. And his immediate, and when I say immediate, I don't mean like he paused and thought, I mean like the reactionary response, the reflex response. He smiled and he goes, oh, like he was like relieved. He thought it was someone else. So what does that tell me? One, you didn't even think about, oh my goodness, this person had this thing happen to them, this is awful. Your immediate thought was relief. And a smile to child SA. And not just any kind of child SA, but your own goddamn kid. Okay? You smiled a smile of relief when your kid told you they were SA as a child. That was your first response. Your second response was to say that you thought it was somebody else. Which means you already fucking knew. The fact that you thought it was somebody else means that you know of motherfuckers that you associate with that could potentially put me in that situation, and you were like, nigga, you're shit. The world should know this. I've known this. The world should know this. That was a response from a father who calls himself a reverend, okay? I feel safe saying this now because there was a death in the family. I have an issue with people that don't believe kids. If you're familiar with how intelligent agencies work, they're called intelligent agencies for a reason. You probably don't know about it. If you're not intelligent, I won't say that you are stupid because these things are smart. They're built so people don't know they exist. But if you are familiar with programs that get released to the public, like MK Ultra, those programs only get released when there's too many live witnesses to shut up. And that information has been public for decades. Decades! MK Ultra records have been public for decades, which means it's not even a scientific practice anymore. It's just part of the world. So if I get pulled out of my house from my sleep by someone I trust, who's probably been tricked into telling someone that there's something wrong with me because a psyop is a psyop is a psyop and everybody got something they're trying to fucking hide, that person's gonna come into my house. I remind you, I live on a very busy street. It's a stage. California, if you will. This is a situation where you can watch live how easy it is to get an entire family locked up with ICE. Because I was in my bed sleeping when my family member alerted me as if there was danger to pull me out of my house, to take me somewhere, to drug me, and sexually assault me, and who knows what else. MK Ultra, if you look up these programs, they don't just take you and do weird shit. They wipe your memory. There are literal reports of people from the CIA documents. This isn't just some bullshit. You can look at the CIA documents that say these people couldn't remember their names. They couldn't remember how to walk. They couldn't remember their own family members. These things are documented, and these things have been happening to me for 10 years. Probably more now. It's been almost 11 years now. So we're looking at a person who works with children, who believes children, who allows children to say what the fuck they need to say because they know that the kid ain't got no reason to fucking lie. And if they do, there's probably a bigger reason why they're lying that you should be concerned about because it's a fucking kid. And that person that knows the kids is in trouble, and they take that person to a program that can probe them, drug them, wipe their memory to the point where when I come home, I literally, and this is the part that people don't even think about because they're not there for you, is to see the recovery period's not pretty. Coming out of something like that and you can't even hold your hand fucking straight, and the last thing you remember leaving your house was being fine, that's a problem. I'm fine. I get taken out of my house, drugged, clearly molested, who knows what else, can't remember shit, can't do basic functions, and that's because I have a problem, right? I'm the one with the problem because of what exactly? Because my own social media posts were scaring you? Did I threaten to kill someone? No, in fact, I said I think someone's trying to kill me. And I'm glad I've been seeing that shit because it's all documented on the goddamn internet forever, archives. So all I can do is say, hey, look, cops, I called you bitches. Now I have evidence from a hospital of a university that's ass saying I have drugs in my system. I'm being pulled out of my fucking sleep because somebody that has a lot of more important connections, as in free energy, for the fucking planet, you dumb bitch. I'm not mad. I just have to help you understand that you're not bigger than the goddamn world. If you don't know that already, and if you think that, damn, go back to school. For real. For real. Like, selfish losers can't think outside of their tiny ass box. And I understand how everybody can travel, but guess what? If I can stay in my position that I worked for, that I earned through my academics and my physical abilities to hold and progress, grow, If I can make something happen where there's a contract on the table between a public school district, the Seattle Public School District, and an international airport, the Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, that deal might look real pretty for me. It might look real pretty for you. But it's more important for the people that are benefiting from that program. And that program can't exist if it doesn't get built. And if it doesn't get built the proper way, it's not going to function the way it's supposed to function, which means it won't be successful enough to do what it's designed to do. And if you think you can just push someone out of a position because it sounds shiny and pretty, and it's not going to have an impact later down the line, you are a selfish piece of shit. And you should recognize that. If you can't, go back to school. Stop acting like you're bigger than the fucking program. You're not. I'm not. Anyways, this is what I've been dealing with, you guys. The last couple of days. Glad the weather's been holding up. Like I said, it's not currently raining, and for that I'm grateful. Because moving in the rain is ass. And then I have to move way more stuff by myself, and I've been tired. Because again, mentally in my mind, I'm like, oh, this shit's about to be out of here in a day, and then I won't have my brain slipping between the townhouse and the flat, It'll just be, okay, it's all here. And I can go to sleep and wake up, and it's still all right here. But now it's, wake up, oh, I got some energy, let me do something. Oh, wait, I gotta go to the flat to do that. And it's not like I can just walk back and forth down the hallway or up and down the stairs. It's a drive, right? So that's what I'm dealing with right now. I'm in good spirits. So I don't like to unpack my clothes. I like to unpack my clothes last because like organizing is very important to me, and so things that have like specific spots and organization needs, I like to do those things last because they're not going to move as much. But all my clothes are packed up. So thankfully I have like those emergency bags you have. Hopefully you have an emergency bag. You just need to grab some shit to go. You don't know where you're going or what you're gonna need. I keep like underwear, socks, leggings, a couple shirts, bra, like sandals, a pair of sneakers in a bag at all times. So if something happens again, and it's always like all black or neutral colors, so that way if I go somewhere nice, there might be leggings, but at least I'm gonna blend in if I had to take a picture with someone. Yeah, so I've been wearing the clothes in my emergency bag, and this is my last outfit. And I'm kind of like, damn, I don't want to go back just to do laundry, and then all of that. But I really need to like move more. I've been taking my sweet ass time because I noticed that when people can't beat you, they will try their best to send you distraction. And if you're familiar with psychology, you might know about Maslow's hierarchy. And one of the most important things of anything you make, especially if you think about real estate, homes, buildings, whatever, is the foundation. And that is how Maslow's hierarchy is designed. To think about building from the bottom up. If your foundation isn't solid, no matter how much of the other pieces you have to go, that shit's not gonna sit well. So Maslow's hierarchy teaches us that we need to worry about our baseline, our foundation, what's grounding us, our home, our security. When people don't have those things, even if they have everything else, the foundation is shaky. And you learn this when you're a teacher. You see a kid and they're not doing so well, and you think, oh, they have all the tools, they have all the skills, but maybe it's their foundation, something in their foundation is fucked up. And you have to consider those things, because sometimes all it takes is somebody smart enough or somebody that can notice the foundation, there's something wrong here, and once you put that extra block, that extra whatever piece that's missing, think about Tetris. Now that shit can go. And that's how I look at my experience right now, that I'm just like, I could get out of here as soon as possible, but what that would do for my mind, I already know. I'm going to be pushing myself. I'm going to be, I know I can do it. And I didn't want to make them men feel bad. I wanted to be like, want me to show you? Want me to show you this? So yeah, they just like, okay, so now I still have to do this shit by myself, but am I going to stress myself out and give the rest of the world the show they want to see so they can continue to try to sabotage me for their own selfish fucking reasons? No. I'm going to allow people to see how to properly manage a fucking psyop. So I still will be out of here. Like I said, the plan is to not have any ties to this place for the year 2026. But it is just taking longer than I wanted. And I didn't want to even come back on here. My hope was that I would stream in my new place and everything would be like, ta-da! But the benefits of working for yourself is, fucking, who's gonna tell me I have to be on? Dan Clancy, I sent you a post on X. You probably didn't see it. But it should be fair enough to say on your stream, instead of just going in and hitting canceled stream, I should be able to have a banner, even just a note, 24-hour note that says, yo, sorry, this happened, let people know. And now they gotta bounce back and forth. I'm not gonna change my entire profile bio just for the day. It's just, common sense. Common sense. You don't always get to hire the people that are best for the position, because bitches are selfish and they only think about their immediate benefits and they don't care. I hope they care and they just don't think that far ahead is what it. I don't want to see people don't care about others, because I hope that you do. I'm learning that people don't. I'm learning that somebody can see $1 million that they wanted their whole life, finally be able to reach it, and then go, but that's 10 million, and try to beeline away from the 2 million or the 1 million that they're standing right in front of. Guess what? You just started a new race, and the money that you were supposed to collect, you passed it before you had a chance. Life is not Monopoly. You're not just going around and collecting money as you go, bruh. You didn't get there. You didn't get there. You didn't get there. You didn't get there. So yeah, we lost our community. Those of you that care about free energy and the connections to that free energy. What's more important right now? Is it a bag for yourself? A bag for your kid? Or is it a bag that's gonna help you help other people get bags that can later come back and fucking help you, you dumb bitch? Like, I have so many, females, niggas too, especially with, NBA players. And it's like, man, I could talk to this person. Think bigger, bitch. You want a pilot for a husband? Why don't you go make a couple? And then they can show you the best ones because they know who they are. Because they work together. People think so small. And I'm just saying this because this is how my family is. My family always like, you could be doing it. Yeah, I know I could be slinging ass. But guess what? There's more important things than slinging ass. I don't care about taking a picture on Instagram and being like, look, I don't want you to know where I am. I don't want you to know where the fuck I am, bitch. I don't want you to know where the fuck I am. I want you to know where to go next. So you can fuck up my life. Are you serious? Let me just go ahead and send you the coordinates next time. Okay? Why do you think people don't even get to talk anymore? Why do you think algorithms exist? That bubble that they're putting people in, and you look at, and I don't watch TV, but these are just things that are patterns if you can see. That bubble that they show you, the domes people live in, they think it's a physical dome. It's a hummingbird. They think it's a physical dome. It's a digital dome. That digital dome is people not even having access to the content that you have access to, and you don't even fucking know it. Divide and conquer has been a war tactic forever. Separate the families, now they're not talking to each other directly. If they can't talk to each other directly, that means there's a fucking middleman. Who's that middleman? A fucking asshole. Not always, but usually. Because who wants to be in the middle of some shit? A messy bitch. Only a messy bitch want to be in the middle of some shit. Somebody that's turning a profit. A lawyer is gonna be making tons of money if your family don't work out. Congratulations, that's a business. If you can't see pimping in everything, you don't know how the world works. And if you can't think bigger, you're gonna be stuck in that fucking dome in your head. And you don't even know it. Thank you, Kanye West, friend. Oh my gosh. So yeah, this is what I've been dealing with, you guys. It's just like, people think so small, and you want them to be on the same page as you, but then you just try not to think that they're selfish. You try not to make them feel like they're not smart, because it's not that you're not smart. I know I'm smarter than a lot of the people I work with, but I'm not going to say that to them because I don't know their life. If you worked as a chef at Whole Foods, there's a good chance you know more about culinary arts than me. I'm not going to say you wouldn't. But it doesn't mean you're qualified to teach the other 33 fucking classes. You get it? There's a difference. If you pay attention, there's a difference. Having a unitasker for a partner, for whatever the case may be, is a transactional thing. And I don't treat people like transactions. Some people do. Some people see transactions everywhere they go. Some people just see life. Some people live in the moment. Some people think about what they're experiencing, what they're feeling, how they're interacting with other people, rather than what that person can do for them or how that person can connect to what. If you go to other countries, people don't even ask you where the fuck you work. That's like a US thing. You come to the United States, first thing people when they meet you, oh, hey, what do you do? Bitch, what do you do? I do a lot. I saw someone made a post on, what's his name? What's his fucking name? Marshawn Lynch. It was a Seahawks win. He was like, somebody was like, oh yeah, that's my favorite football player. And then somebody underneath was like, that's my favorite plumber. But he like listed all the things that this nigga does, because people just see one thing and they think that's their identity. And that's how marketing works. That's how pimping works. People want you to think that there's only one person that can do only one thing, and that's their only job. That's the only thing you can do. The moment you put someone in a box like that, you're putting your mind in a box like that, you're putting the world in a box like that. What the fuck do I want with a unitasker? Think about it. A unitasker? That's Alton Brown, bitch. I've been teaching Alton Brown since Alton Brown was still on TV. I don't even know if he's on TV anymore. But these things are universal principles that people don't like to think about outside of their box. What is a free throw? Think about it. A lot of people say it's a basketball shot. The chance to throw the ball without any interference from the team because of a foul, right? What is a foul? A bird. Notice how quickly that changes? You just have to be able to think differently and apply the knowledge that you have in an area that uses the same principles, which is the laws of the goddamn universe, which is why I don't want to put no negative energy out there. No, you're not going to get it from me. If you want some passion from me, come get the truth. You know? That's about it. The people that fight for other people and all that shit, for what? Unless that person's life is physically in danger, the truth is going to set you free. I'm not scared because I already know my heart's in the right place. And there are a lot of people from a lot of religions and a lot of cultures that'll tell you the same goddamn thing about whoever the fuck they worship. If you have a purpose, you have a purpose. If you don't know your purpose, follow yourself. Follow your intuition. Don't follow some dumb bitch that's chasing a bag. Because that bag might be important for her. And it might be a key to that person doing something later. But you're chasing the profit. You're chasing what you can get out of a person, not thinking about the purpose of the person. Right? And that's why they say you have your token friend. You know, the token Asian, the token black guy, the token white girl, whatever the token is a exchange. That's someone saying they're seeing you as an exchange. Your relationship is quantifiable by what you can provide for them. And they see you as a unitasker. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. I got a lot more I need to do. Like I said, I will not. I won't say I do. I don't want to. I will not be back here in 2026. That is a fact. If I am in this building, in these walls, in 2026, something went terribly wrong. And I mean terribly, because terrible things have been happening to me for a very, very long period of time. I don't know too many people that can say that they've been pulled out of their house by their family in an ice drill to see how easy it is to trick someone into thinking that they're doing the right thing that can easily be locked up right behind you, smart ass. How do we rope up a whole family in one kit and caboodle? Let's just go ahead and pull the most snake bitch, inflate her ego, make her think she's running shit so people follow that dumb bitch. Because she clearly has it figured out on paper. The inflated paper, she's got it all together. Give yourself a chance to get to know somebody, you might change your mind. But we have a live representative working with real people who's a very secretive person for a fucking reason, and then they go to the next best thing. What's that? Oh, well, she's got a sister. Who are those people? Nobody she associates with, for the record. Never been not true. Let's go ahead and subpoena the phone records. I don't have to tell a lie. I don't have to. Like, bruh, you're embarrassing. And saying that's gonna hurt your feelings, and I have enough emotional intelligence to know that. Telling someone they need braces when they need braces impacts their ability to smile with confidence. Because you should feel stupid smiling when you know how stupid you are. How you gonna be doing all the things you're doing and not go get some fucking braces, bitch? You got money? Prove it. Smile real quick. Smile real quick. What's important to you? You got all this money. You can do this, you can do that. Fix your fucking teeth, dumb bitch. That's the first thing you do. Fix your teeth. Oh my gosh. You're so smart. I can see every time you smile how smart you are. Oh. Priorities and psychology and goals and the way that the world was designed naturally is not the way the internet wants you to go. And the internet is controlled. It's a fake universe. It's a fake universe. A holographic universe, if you will. That was a sweater I designed once. If you've ever seen a sweater that says holographic universe on it in holographic writing, I made those. I don't know where they are. That's the best part about like being a retail clothing designer. At one point I got like, you try to sell stuff. I would try and sell stuff at festivals and stuff like that, but then I'd be like, oh, you can just have it, you know, and then it would be kind of like, I'd rather somebody with a good vibe walk around with my shit than somebody that paid money just to fuck my shit up, right? Imagine someone walking around in your shit and they're a piece of shit. Don't wear my stuff. Please, take it off. Don't tell nobody you got it from me. I don't know you. We're not, nope. Officially, no connection. Haha, bitch. Like, I'm sorry, but it's true. Like, I don't know how people think connections are formed. Like, just because somebody was born from the same vagina as you does not mean they're not going to kill you. There's a lot of fucking history to show that happens all the time. I don't trust these hoes. And then I will tell you 1,000,000 times over, a hoe is not just a sexual thing. These are transactional people. What am I getting from you? What am I getting? And I don't care what happens after that. I saw this. I got to come in. I got to put on my I'm in charge, I'm a responsible person hat. Everybody thinks I'm a noble, great person. And I'm going to walk away knowing I just fucked your life up. And that's a double win for a hater. Because now they got to come out looking like the best big person. They got to look studious. I'm helping them. No, bitch, you just look dumber than me. And I've been dumb with this whole shit that I didn't know I was dumb. Are you kidding me? You just showed everybody how easy it is to scoop you up, you dumb bitch. Man, guys, there are literal veterans getting deported. I can't think of a more disrespectful way to honor the people that literally fought for your ability to fight than to deport them when they're standing up for the thing they were trained to do for the country. But we're still giving money to Israel. Yeah, sounds about right. That security that you think you have, we already saw the submarines. Those submarines were exposed. Those submarines were very exposed. They were very, very exposed. And that was in the summer when I saw it. Yes, exposed submarines in the summer, bitch. Like, where do you think that power comes from? Free energy. Where does energy come from? Do you generate it? Or, oh, wait. I heard of the sun. I've heard of the sun. Have you heard of the sun? Solar? That's not free energy though, is it? Can't be. Can't be. What does the sun do? Sun can't start a fire. What? No. You need to pay someone to start a fire. You have to be able to have electricity to start a fire. Duh. What do you mean? We need people to help us make fires. Without technology and the movers and shakers of the world, we would not have fire. Don't you understand this? We need them to make fire. We need them to make fire. We can't make fire without electricity. And we can't have electricity without power grids. We can't have power grids without companies. And we can't have companies without CEOs. We can't have CEOs without dumb bitches following a bitch trying to make some fucking money for... Damn it! Alright, I'm getting too mad. I'm gonna go.